Hi guys, welcome to the Eternal Quest Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and for choosing to watch this video. I really appreciate your presence on my channel. This is the second video that I'm posting after a long gap. If you have been subscribed to my channel all this while, I really want to say a huge thank you for sticking around, for staying subscribed, and showing me that faith in my work and my readings. And I went away for a long time because there was a lot going on in my life, and I didn't have the time to invest into filming and then uploading tarot readings on a regular basis. But I'm back now, and hopefully I will be able to be much more consistent. But thank you so much if you have been here for a while, and if you're just finding out about my channel and discovering this video, thank you again for choosing to watch this video and watch the reading. Watch the tarot readings that I am going to be doing here today. So as you can see from the title of the video, we are going to look into your person's feelings towards you. How I approach my tarot readings is that when I talk about how are they feeling about you, I leave it open-ended. I try to bring in everything, that their thoughts, their emotions, which together for me is the energy that a person brings into the reading. So we might get a little bit of insight into the past as well, the past of the relationship, or what your person is dealing with, things that they might not have spoken about, or they might have spoken about, and how those are influencing what's going on in the relationship. Also, I want to spend some time after I have looked into what's going on to take a look into advice for you as to what you should be looking at, what you should be focusing, what should you be thinking about, how should you navigate this connection that is important to you. And I hope that you are watching this video with a amused kind of curiosity and with an intention to understand more deeply what this connection is trying to bring into your life, what are the lessons that it's trying to teach you. And I hope that most of you, if not all of you, are watching this from a calm place, from a healthy kind of curious place. But there are circumstances where we find that we have a lot of nervous energy in our bodies, and we are worried about a situation, and we're worried about a connection. And I hope that even if that is the case, at the end of the reading, I sincerely hope that you leave the reading feeling very empowered, because no matter what the circumstances, this is what I believe. As a reader, I bring this to the table. I believe that we are completely 100% in charge of every situation in our lives through our kind of internal reaction to that, and we can align ourselves to the outcome that we want in any situation by kind of focusing that energy onto ourselves, the mental energy, the emotional energy, and being open to learning lessons as we navigate the connection. Now, I understand that this is easier said than done, and I certainly don't claim that it's an easy task, but it's possible. It's possible to look at a situation or go through a situation and think about what is it within me that it's trying to heal. So I always incorporate advice for you into my readings, and that's what I'm going to do with today's reading, with all the 3 piles that I read for. And keep in mind that this is a general reading, so I will be talking about the different possible interpretations, and don't force anything to apply to your connection, to your situation. Only take what resonates and drop the rest. Okay, the way to book a private reading if you're interested, which will be very much in this video format kinda, or I also do written reads for the ones that do absorb a lot more through like the written format of readings, but mostly it's video readings, and the way to book the reading will be in the description box below. There's an email where you can send me a request. Okay, so with that said, let's take a look at three piles that I have for you today. The first one is the Silver Witchcraft Tarot deck, just to show you a little bit of the artwork and see if you, oops, my light is kind of shining bright on the cards. I apologize, but just to give you a general sense of the artwork and see, you can see if you connect with the artwork and you like it. This is a Silver Witchcraft with the, now I don't know the exact name of this crystal. It is some kind of a jasper, but I apologize, I don't recall the name at all. It was like I picked this crystal up from a whole large bit of crystals with all these flat kind of cut stones. I know it's some kind of a jasper. I don't know what it is. So this is your first option. For the second one, we have the Shadowscapes Tarot deck, and this is what the artwork looks like. I'll have to be careful while I'm filming, not to cause it to glare, the light to glare on the cards, as I can see now. Okay, and that is with this smoky quartz crystal cut in sort of like a disc shape. Okay, for pile 3, I have the Morgan Greer Tarot with a blue crystal, which I'll get to in a minute. So this is what the artwork looks like. And we have another blue crystal. I think this is agate, but I'm not sure. Again, I apologize. I usually keep the names. I do try to remember as much as possible. But these crystals, when I picked them up, they didn't really have any sort of labeling on them, and I'm not very well versed with crystals and their names and whatnot. So anyways, that is the pile third. That's the third pile, pile 3. Sorry. So, okay, here you go. Here are your choices right in front of you. This is pile 1 with the Silver Witchcraft Tarot and that Jasper crystal. The Shadowscapes Tarot with the Smoky Quartz crystal, and the Morgan Greer Tarot with the blue crystal. So take a pick, and the timestamps to your reading, to the pile that you want to watch the reading for, they will be listed in the description box as well. And I will see you in your reading. Take care. Bye. Hello, pile 1. So this is for those of you that resonated with this Jasper crystal and the Silver Witchcraft Tarot deck. In the beginning, in the intro, there was like the glare from the light, which is a ring light, which is right behind the camera, and I have turned it off because I didn't want the glare causing problems with the spread, or like viewing the spread clearly. And I hope that the light that I'm filming with is sufficient enough for the read and for you to follow along. But anyways, welcome to your reading. And as I mentioned in the intro part of this video, which you may have watched or maybe you missed it, that I'm not only going to look into the energy of your person, what is it that they bring to the table, but I'm also going to be looking at or asking for advice for you from Spirit in terms of navigating this connection, because I think that that in itself is important. You're starting with the Devil energy, okay? I think that is important and empowering. At the end of the reading, I want nothing more than to, or nothing less than to make you feel empowered, despite whatever we discover in the reading, despite whatever you are experiencing in the connection, because that's how I believe we are always in charge and always kind of in control of the connection. And I'll speak about that in a little bit as the reading progresses. So let's look at their energy in this connection. What are they feeling? What are they thinking about as they think about this connection they have with you? We have the Page of Swords, okay? The Devil energy is all about dysfunctional, thoughts, and almost kind of like giving into their tendencies. This could talk about past tendencies where they have been reckless. Now, I do take jumper cards into the reading, but not when 3, 4 fall off. That's because I already know that I'm very clumsy with my shuffling. If you've watched my videos in the past, you probably know this, but I don't take them. So anyways, then we have the Empress energy, okay? What are they feeling towards you in this connection? What are they feeling towards you in this connection? Oops. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? We have the Nine of Swords, okay? Your person's going through a lot of contemplation almost. We have the Four of Wands energy, okay? So yeah, as I was saying, your person is going through a lot of thinking when it comes to your connection with them. But these thoughts, as I said, they might not be as functional as we would like them to be almost. And it's like the Devil to me, like I said, it's our past tendencies. Oh, and we also have the Moon energy here, okay? So whatever it is that they're doing in this connection, whether they are kind of going slow or, not showing much, with the Empress energy, I know that they do feel attracted to you. That Empress is a beautiful, beautiful energy. They see you as someone that to them is a substance, a person of substance rather. We also have the King of Cups, yeah. So the emotions with the King of Cups, with the Empress energy, they definitely feel the attraction. They definitely have the emotions. But it's almost like, their thoughts about marriage itself, okay, or a long-term commitment, whatever, however it manifests for them. Their thoughts about long-term commitment, staying in a relationship, giving their word to someone, committing to them, thoughts around that, they seem to be pretty messed up, for lack of a better term. It's almost like they allow their fears to get the best of them when they think of you, or when they think about love in general. I feel like something in their past maybe has caused this to happen to them or within them, that now just their general ideas about long-term relationship, they don't seem to be functional, and then they don't seem to be very right. And there's almost always with the Moon energy, almost always there is this, what I'm trying to say is how the Moon influences a reading, and its presence in a reading, that is talking about subconscious fears, okay? And with the Devil and the Moon, and also with the Page of Swords, I feel like with the Page of Swords, there might be certain, certain level of immaturity to their thought processes. Okay, but I do see them with the Nine of Swords energy. This is about, going over your thoughts, thinking deeply, almost to the point of obsession maybe, when it comes to this connection. This is affecting them a lot. Okay, the King of Cups energy, the way they feel about you, the King of Cups represents emotions. This is a person who owns their emotions, owns their feelings, and really feels very deeply. So I feel like there is a very deep emotional side to your person, but it's almost like every time they are thrown into a situation or a connection like yours happens to them, it really messes them up. And I feel like there is still some subconscious fears there that need healing, that demand attention, and that need to be soothed out for them to present to you in a functional way. Let me draw some more cards, but I feel like your person might be holding back a lot in this connection. They might not be, or they might at least like be showing to you as if they are not there yet, you know, that this connection is not there yet. They might be outright saying it to you, or it might be very evident with the way that they behave in the connection. But this is all because, not because of we have the Chariot card, okay? This is not because of the lack of feelings, lack of emotions. And we also have the Ten of Swords at the bottom. So yeah, the bottom of the deck energy, how I look at it, is that, you know, for me, it kind of is a summary of everything that is going on with the rest of the cards, and kind of provides the larger context with which to interpret the cards. So that being the Ten of Swords, and like I said, there's the Moon energy, we have the Devil, we have the Page of Swords. And even though they do find this connection to be so beautiful, I mean, they might be, their opinion of you, they hold a very high opinion of you. Absolutely, they see you as someone, you know, worth committing to, somebody that they can have a long-term relationship with. I mean, this is also a part of their psyche, that they get these feelings like, you know, this is the kind of person that I always wanted to have as a long-term partner. But it's almost like not you, but the idea of commitment, of this, of taking the next step, of really celebrating, allowing themselves to celebrate these feelings that they have for you. It's like their subconscious fears get in the way. And they might be acting out in sort of an immature sort of a way. You know, the decisions that they take in this connection, the way that they, you know, as I said, the way they behave, that might come across sometimes to you as very immature, okay? With the Chariot card, the Chariot is all about, you know, integrating the light aspects in ourselves, which are like the positive qualities, the qualities and the feelings and the emotions, the energies that allow us to drive forward towards a goal, integrating those qualities with the darker aspects of ourselves. And I feel like your person is going through the process when they're learning how to achieve that delicate balance. Okay, it's a journey. I feel like your person is on a journey. Okay, and you are a part of this journey because you've been presented in their life as a way for them to really look at, you know, really get in touch with their feelings and really look at, you know, what are my triggers when I get into a connection with a person that I find so attractive, so beautiful, so worth the trouble, you know, that I do want to have a long-term connection with, but I do feel that overwhelmed. Ten of Swords is a complete sense of like feeling very overwhelmed, and feeling like it's almost like a case in which like there are no thoughts almost, but that's because of a very paradoxical situation, and because there have been a lot of thoughts, and you know, when you spend so much time, you know, thinking about something, as is represented by the Nine of Swords in this spread, you reach a point where it's like, I can't even think about this anymore. I can't even deal with it. That's the Ten of Swords energy. And I feel like your person is learning how to navigate this mess that is fueled by their subconscious fears around relationships. This person I'm sensing has a real fear of, commitment and real fear of like long-term relationships. Okay. For some of you, it could also mean a reconciliation. Like this could be a situation in which we are dealing with an ex-lover, an ex-partner, and it's the past that is interfering with the happiness that they are trying to see again in this situation, or feel again, or optimism that they want to feel. The past that you share with them, that might be interfering with that as well. I want to get clarification, more clarification on the Nine of Swords energy. What is the Nine of Swords energy here, Spirit? Can you tell us more about the Nine of Swords energy? So in connections where this is about reconciliation with an ex, they could be spending a lot of time thinking about the past and really wondering if they can move into a future with you once again. And, allowing, we have the High Priestess, okay. Yeah, it's almost like their intuition. But this is what I say about the High Priestess, and especially when the Moon energy is present here. And see how similar the High Priestess looks in both these cards. Like the headgear, the necklace that she wears. It's all the same, at least with this artwork. And I feel like they are allowing themselves to listen to their intuitive feelings. But even those might not be right on the mark. Like their intuition is more about, self-preservation, like saving their own selves from the possibility of a heartbreak. Okay. Now, as I said, it could be like a past that they share with you, if it is a connection that is trying to reconnect with you, or it could be just their problems around relationships that they have had in the past. For some of you, if it talks about a pattern, and if that resonates, the devil energy, which is sometimes not being able to break our own patterns, and being stuck with that. It could also mean like relationships from their past as much as their childhood, like watching their mom and dad, and maybe they had, a dysfunctional relationship, and that kind of messed up their ideas about connections in general. And also, some other past relationship which really hurt them, which really caused them a lot of heartbreak, considerable amount of heartbreak, and they think about that and kind of act in the way they act. And almost like pretend that they are in a confused state of mind, whereas I don't see the confusion in the cards about how they feel towards you. I feel like their hearts, the emotions, the feelings, and how they view you, that is beautiful. They would any day, if they were to admit this to themselves, it's almost like I would be lucky to have you, Pile 1, as a long-term partner. But it's their own like messed up ideas about love, connections, long-term relationship that tend to get in the way. I want to see the Chariot energy. Can you tell me more about the Chariot energy? And that also colors their intuition. Like I said, the presence of the Moon card, I really tend to see the Moon card as, some triggers being activated. And when we act from a place of being triggered, allowing our fears to control our thought processes, our, so-called intuition, it just becomes more or less like a self-preserving repeat of patterns, and which leads us to not acting in faith, but acting in fear. So we have the Ace of Cups. Look at that. Okay, so from the Ace of Cups, you know, this is a new beginning, a new way, a new feeling, the rising of a new desire. And I kind of get the sense that in this connection, as it progresses, they're bound to feel an significant amount of like a whole new level of feeling with you, in the sense that the feelings are bound to change. And I feel like that's going to be, we have the Six of Wands. Okay, yeah. So that's going to be because of you. And I feel like, you know, how they view you, which is already like very positive. I feel like certain events might unfold, something might happen, or just within them, they might find a place, or they might arrive at a place where they see you as this, you know, like I said, a partner worth having, somebody who's really doing so well in life, winning at life. And for them, you know, I feel like I said, I feel like your person is on this journey where they're trying to heal themselves of this pattern, this tendency that triggers their emotional triggers, and soothe their own subconscious fears. And I feel like there's a very high chance that they would see everything in a new light, and they would feel quite differently, and which means like more positively towards you, and that can, most probably, that will be because of, you know, something that you say or something that you do, that makes them see you in an absolutely different light. And, you know, suddenly, it's like suddenly waking up to seeing this worth in this connection, and finding, finding some sort of clarity also with this Ace of Cups card, because this is literally like a, you know, it's hitting refresh on their feelings. It's like hitting the refresh, the reset button, and it's almost like, oh my God, I never realized this about this connection. I never felt this way. This is a strong feeling that comes through, and I feel like there will be some sort of openness, okay, with the Ace of Cups card again, being open to letting the emotions that they feel towards you, which I definitely feel that they do, allowing these feelings to surface and to guide their actions and guide them towards you. But right now, I feel like Spirit is saying in your connection, that your person is going through a process, okay? That's why you might see, you know, them being immature. That's why you might see them being, you know, or portraying this image that they don't care about you, or they don't care about connection. They might have even said that, you know, like they're not into long-term relationships, that they don't believe in committing to like one single person. And so have you, like so many different variations that come out of that. But meeting you, or seeing you, or like interacting with you, or like, you know, how they feel towards you, that is going to be strengthened even more. And almost like as that strengthens, they will have worked through their, you know, their fears that sort of barricade them and hold them back at this moment. So that's literally a very strong sense that I'm getting for you guys. Let me see more on this connection. I wanna bring in a set of oracle cards. This is the Islandtine Wellness cards, and they're quite, it's a relatively new deck in my collection, and they're quite insightful in terms of the messages that do come through. So I'm still, for this part of the reading, I'm still looking at your person, their experience of the connection, and what they're going through, and what the energy that they bring to the table. I'm still, you know, looking into that before I move on to advice for you, what you should be doing and focusing. So let's see, what is it that they are feeling? Healing heart. Oh, look at that. Healing from the heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. Okay, so for some of you, this might be, as I said, it could be, you know, a toxic pattern toxic way of, just navigating relationship in general, something that they have done in the past. It's very similar to, what I said in the reading and what I got from the cards, that your person is still in the process of healing. They're going through maybe a previous heartbreak, maybe, for some of you, it might be with you, their past experience with you, and then reconciliation. So in that situation, Ace of Cups would be a change of feelings, okay? A change of the way they process their emotions, or the emotions that they do feel towards you. The Ace of Cups in a situation where it's reconciliation with an ex, this is what that means. This is what the Ace of Cups is talking about. And previously, as I said, another point that I would like to make based on the tarot spread that I have here, is that, I distinctly get the feeling that it's going to be because of something that, you do, whether it is achieving something, whether it's like, the way you present yourself in the connection, the way your energy in the connection, that's going to really instigate these brand new sort of emotions, this new way of seeing you, seeing the relationship, seeing the possibility of taking the next step. So with that said, I feel like, one of the things that you should be focused on is keeping yourself really aligned in terms of emotions. And this is the relationship that you do want to manifest. If you don't care either ways, or you are also in a in a circumstance where it's like, oh, I can take it or leave it. Even if this doesn't come through, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to manifest a beautiful connection. Then, maybe ignore this piece of advice. But if not, even if, in either cases, even if you want to manifest love with another person, or if it's this person, if you want to give this relationship a chance, understanding that your person might be going through some difficult, like, healing, I would say still focus on you, focus on keeping your energies aligned to that outcome. And I'll speak more about that in a bit, get specific advice for you on how you can do that. But yeah, in either circumstance, whether you want to manifest this connection or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand that the way that the dysfunction is being brought into the connection by your person is not about you. It's them healing from a heartbreak, from past, like, toxic situation, from patterns. For some of you, it can also be a literal addiction to something. So if you are probably dealing with a person that's addicted to anything, then patience is the first virtue to bring into such a connection, isn't it? Let's see. What else are they going through? What are their energies in the connection? The dragonfly, be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. So this is, I feel like with the dragonfly, I feel like this is one of the aspects that I was talking about, that your person might be on the outside kind of portraying an image that they are being very, like, lighthearted, like they're not affected so much in this connection, like they're emotionally still not as vested into the connection as you would like them to be. Okay, so this lightheartedness that they portray, it is one of the ways in which they are trying to feel out the connection as well. Okay, and it definitely, this makes sense that they want to take things slow. And you know how I talked about being hurt in the past, either in this connection with you or in some different, like, connection. They're taking their time to gather more information, learn more about you, and before they go in full force and before they go in, like, all guns blazing, that is, they want to be sure. And keeping this light-hearted sort of like a stance is not just about trying to make you feel that this person is not invested in it. It is their way of trying to feel their way and navigate this connection. This is how they do it. Okay, they're like, I'm going to, well, there's healing in that as well. They're working on their own healing. They're also like in connections where this is, a reigniting of an old flame. It is about like dealing with that change and adapting to that change, and allowing themselves to change and seeing how much you have changed maybe, and all that good stuff. And I feel like for your person, even though there are these strong, really, really, really strong emotions that they feel, they're kind of holding it, close to their chest and not revealing so much as the king here with the King of Cups is doing, holding his cup like really close to his chest and not letting it all out. It's their way of like trying to see how this connection unfolds and take guidance from the things that as the things unfold and how it moves in a natural direction. Okay, so that's something to be mindful of too, that it's not just that they want to be mean in a way, or make you feel abandoned or not fully accepted. It's just their way of seeing how things go as they heal. So there's too much going on. There's parallel kind of energies that are working their way through this connection. Okay, so what else? What does your person feel? What do they think about? Okay. We have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation, meeting, hesitation. Yeah, so like I said, this is about, for those of you that are waiting for that, resurgence. And I feel like with the Ace of Cups and the Cupid's arrow, I feel like, it's relatively quicker than, or faster than you would be expecting maybe, that there is going to be a turn of events. And with the Cupid's arrow, I almost feel like outside factors, influencing the feelings. And in your case, I feel like this would be when they really, really see you for the magnificent being that you are, for the winner, winning at life and winning at all other avenues. Not that, this is no way me saying that your achievements or everything else that you bring to the table, that should be like the only factor why they would want to be with you. It's not that. It's the underlying kind of characteristics of a person that they notice. So it doesn't have to be even, like a big achievement on the outside. It's just, these are just kind of words that, when I went through learning about the tarot process, I learned about the Six of Wands, but it doesn't really have to be big. It's even something small. How you handle a conversation, how you handle a situation, how you present yourself, everything, that becomes a factor, because it shows the underlying sort of positives, the characteristics in a person. Okay, so I feel like with the Cupid's arrow, Sixth Spirit is saying for most of you watching this video, the change, the resurgence of feelings, the change of heart in a positive way, that's coming pretty soon. It feels like this connection feels like, I almost want to say, keep your patience with them. If this is the connection that you do want to manifest in your life, keep your patience, because if you allow yourself to be patient and more understanding, insightful, and not take their, the dysfunction through the connection personally, then, it can manifest into a real relationship with this person. That's the sense that I'm getting. Go with the snake, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed, use, enable, boundaries. Okay, so we know that your person has some toxic traits, okay? And I feel like the Spirit is saying that if you ever encounter a narcissistic trait, for example, or something that feels shady to you, try to be mindful that you're not in the name of being patient in the connection. Make sure that you distinguish between what is okay and what is outright not okay, like setting your boundaries and not enabling that their toxic traits or their dysfunction to flourish in a way that it inconveniences you, it harms you, it hurts you. Okay, this is specific, maybe like a relevant to one or two of you that are watching this reading, but I feel like this is something that we have to be aware of when we are trying to be patient for a person and trying to be there for them, but not in a way that is self-destructive to you. Okay, so putting up boundaries, making sure that you stay alert through all of this and you remain grounded and you put yourself first always, as you are being patient and allowing your person to work through these things that they need to heal and they need to take care of. It is not your responsibility either, because when we are falling for someone, or when we catch feelings for someone, we are far more empathetic to their situation, and that makes us open to or what do you call it, susceptible to be taken advantage of. So Spirit is saying, as you are navigating this connection, be very mindful that if you see a trait like that, and you might be able to identify it, okay? And I say that because this card comes up in a reading, in this reading for pile 1. It's possible that you might be able to identify certain traits in them that are literally like, you don't have to stand up and take everything, is what Spirit is saying. There's a way to be there for someone without the whole process becoming self-destructive for you. Okay, so be very mindful. There might be some traits that you are overlooking, certain behaviors that you might be forgiving, and maybe you are not speaking up, not asking for what you do need, the amount of respect, maybe consideration, maybe. Be mindful of that, and don't allow this to really, don't allow them to have their way with you in whatever way they want. That's not what this is about. Okay, let me get one more oracle deck into the mix to see what's going on in this connection. I just need a sip of water. I'll be right back. Okay, so as I said, let's get some more insight into the connection. This is I think this is, I forgot the name, the romance cards or something like that. Here we go. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. There you go. As I said, for some of you, this might still be like a new connection, or the attitude that they are bringing to the table is that they are still like kind of feeling things out, trying to get to know you more. So if this is the case, if you're seeing them, if you are kind of dating them, be open, be honest, and reveal your be vulnerable. That's what revealing your innermost selves means to me. There is no need to hold back, and if you show them how it's done, and if you allow that to happen in this connection, I feel like that is the thing that will deepen your bond. Okay, they might be the toxic trait that they might be used to from their past, would be somebody dealing with somebody who is way too calculative and not very open to love, to connection, someone who might have manipulated them in the past, and what have you. Like, there can be different like manifestations of the reasons why someone would hold themselves back in a connection. But I feel like Spirit is saying also, being present when you are out there on a date with them or what have you, being very present in the connection, allowing yourself to really show them what you are or who you are. And I feel like that becomes one of the avenues through which they can learn how to be more open as well. Because like I said, it's things that unfold, causes them, in this connection at least, causes them to admire you even more and become more open to love. So take advantage, I would say, of this phase that you're going through, and even to the attitude that they're bringing to the table, and allow this getting to know each other phase to unfold in a very beautiful sort of a way by allowing your vulnerabilities to show. Okay. This card wants to come out. Flirt, again, keeping it light-hearted, having fun. Like I said, like if you are able to do this, which is, keeping, this card wants to come out, honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. But this just means like, really having fun, really connecting with them. And yeah, the energy of the flirt card as well as the honeymoon card, like I was saying in my tarot reading, and when the dragonfly card came out, try to keep it light from your end as well, but also being like present to this connection. Okay, basically the essence of that is not taking their dysfunction personally and leaving it where it belongs, which is with them, and understanding that they too are like in the process of healing. Okay, so if you are able to keep your own vibe high, and allow this connection to organically unfold, keeping it light, keeping it fun, having fun as well, and enjoying the time together, I have a good feeling that this connection will only grow, if you're able to do that, that is, without overthinking it, and worrying too much. Let's see. We have very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So like I said, with the Cupid's arrow card that we saw from the previous deck, I have a feeling that for most of you watching this reading, this connection and the positive as in like the direction you want it to go, it's going to manifest like sooner than you would like, and sooner than you would suspect, something that you would like. So I don't think that this challenge that you might be going through right now in this connection, their lack of availability, or whatever it is that they are telling you, I feel like things are changing and the changes are coming very soon. And I like what this card says, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And this is what I meant when I said that, despite whatever we go through in a romantic relationship or any connection that we have in our life, always remember that you are always in charge, and you can actually, no matter what it is that you're going through, you can actually decide, what outcome do you want ultimately to manifest in the connection. But of course, the idea of that is being able to keep your own vibe high, which I feel you already have a really good vibe to bring to the table, independent of this connection. And if this is the connection that you want to make it grow, and you want to see it go further into the future. Spirit is saying, hang on, be patient, keep doing what you're doing, and they are bound to like see the light per se, and really understand your worth, which they already do, but it's a mess that they're fighting. But it's coming to an end very soon. You will see changes coming in terms of like how they behave, what they say to you, and deepening your connection through being more open to it. I want to get more specific advice for you. Let's see, which card do I want to bring it? I'm gonna what else? Which oracle cards do I want to bring to the table? Advice for you. Okay, let me do the Soulful Women Oracle. It's a very feminine energy. This deck has a real, solid feminine energy foundation, but of course it's not like just for women or anything of that sort. The messages are universally applicable, and when it comes to like the energy, I don't think that it has feminine and masculine sides, and I firmly believe that. So the messages are meant regardless of who you identify as. And yeah, let's see, what advice does Spirit have for you to navigate this connection. I'm going to draw 3 cards from this deck. We have Loving from the Inside. It's a blessing to give myself the gift of my own presence. Like I said, focusing on your energy, celebrating you. And it's such a beautiful like Empress energy, this card. Even if you look at the imagery, reminds me of the Empress, somebody who's so self-fulfilled, self-love seems to be like the central theme of the card. And these roses all around her head, they remind me of the self-love vibe that I was talking about. So really, and she has her eyes closed, a very calm expression on her face. It's really such a beautiful card. And to me, this talks about nothing else but self-love and being centered and knowing your worth and celebrating that, So as you go through this connection right now in this moment, as it unfolds, moment to moment, keep your self-love high, whatever that means to you, whatever needs to happen in order for you to celebrate you, do that. That's the message. That's a clear, first message that I get from this gorgeous card. Let's see, what else you need to focus on? What else do you need to do as you navigate this connection? What is the advice for pile 1, Spirit, for navigating this connection? Okay, let's see. Love-based reality. I am soul nurtured when I surround myself with friends and family who support a love-based reality. Take as you will the words on the cards, but to me, love-based reality is creation, or the life that we create, the future that we create, having its roots in understanding what love is. Okay, and that begins, again, going back to the previous card we have, that begins in self-love. So understanding, when you think of this connection with this person that you have, what does it mean to you, having them in your life? What does it mean to you, when you choose to exercise this quality of patience in this connection? Is this something that, you view this connection as being worth the trouble, so to speak, of sticking around, of being patient? And if yes is what you answer to that question, why? Why is it so? Do you see it as an act of self-love too, when you're being patient for a person, when you're allowing them to heal? And do you have those like deep feelings for this person? That is what Spirit is asking you. These are the questions that you need to ask, and Spirit is asking you to investigate that within yourself. Because, don't just take the advice, be patient with someone. Don't take it as like the thing that will manifest. It will in a way manifest love, but the focus here should be, is this love for you? Does this connection, and there are some parts that are difficult to it, certainly. I mean, that's very, very apparent and very obvious. But before you make a choice that I'm going to be patient, I'm going to be there, I'm going to do the needful things, do I feel the love for this person, for the soul in this connection that I'm interacting with, right? That's the question. So this is creation, but that has its root in the true understanding of love. That's what Spirit is asking you to ask yourself as you make your decisions in this connection. And decision could be like as simple as I said, that yes, I'm gonna be open to it. I'm going to be, even that simple decision of being like, I'm going to give this a chance. I'm going to be patient. That's a decision. Anger as my sacred ally. I listen to the messages within my anger and use it as a positive force for good. Now, for some of you, being in this connection, as I'm seeing, because, it can't be like an easy thing to go through. It could be triggering, and specifically it could be making you angry. For some of you, this might be true. There's of course other like negative feelings like sadness and feeling let down, feeling, lost and all that. But anger might be, a factor that's playing its role for some of you. And Spirit is saying that, the way to approach anger and how you see it as your sacred ally is to understand why it triggers you, what circumstance triggers the anger, and what within you needs healing. So this is a call for some of you watching this reading to heal your own issues as well, because like I said, a connection is experienced by two people. It's never like just one person doing most of it. And now that you have understood that, they have their things going on that they need to work through, what can you do to understand your own triggers even more than you do right now? What can you do to understand them deeply too, and to heal yourselves as you navigate this connection? Okay? And how will that aid in shaping your vibe, and which in turn, shapes your reality? So it's a small message and like a one-line message, but it kind of unpacks a lot when you really think about it. So for some of you, Spirit is saying that there are issues that you need to deal with and you need to heal as well. Let's draw one more card from Anger as my sacred ally. I'm sorry, let's draw one more card from the Soulful Woman Oracle deck. Okay, this one wants to come out. We have true worth. My true worth is intrinsic and shines from my inner being like a sacred jewel of love and compassion. So for some of you, Spirit is again trying to remind you to stand in your self-worth, being fully aware of what you're worth in, what you're worth. And speaking about that, like we also saw a card, about understanding that just because you decide to be there for someone doesn't mean that you allow them to walk all over you, take advantage of you, hurt you, disrespect you in any kind, disregard you, and moment to moment, assert your worth, assert your what you're deserving of, okay? And it ties hand in hand with the other messages as I see it from this deck, the Soulful One deck, especially the first one, the self-love. So no compromises and standing true to who you are through understanding of your own worth. That's the entire kind of message. Let's see. I'm going to draw, for the last part, I'm going to draw cards from the Tea Leaf Oracle. And this is a rather large circular deck, which I find impossible to shuffle. So I kind of put it in a bag as such. So I'm going to randomly draw cards and see what comes up. What else? What is the possible kind of outcome of this connection? What is the most possible? There's never a set outcome because this future is not set in stone, as we all know, I hope. But what is the most likely outcome of this connection? What can you tell us? Okay, look at the, whoops, I was dropping it. Look at the beautiful first card. It has the bow and it says, "You are highly thought of." Yeah, this is what I felt, that you are appreciated. You are really, like your vibe, your beautiful vibe. There's a recognition of that in your person's heart and mind. And I feel like that will remain constant. That is the thing that will make this connection grow. We have gavel, involvement with the law. If this is, for those of you that are, a situation where you're reconciling with an ex, maybe that you were married to, maybe you had a child with, etc., etc. There will be some, in the future, maybe some issues that you need to work out and in which the law is involved. Then we have dog close up, pleasure with a close friend. This to me talks about friendship, about loyalty. So yeah, likely outcomes is looking pretty positive on the whole. Like I said, treating them as a friend and increasing or sort of, enhancing your sense of closeness with your person, and bringing pleasure into the mix. Okay, then we have the key, successful outcome to your problems. There we go. So, like I said, if you are wanting this relationship to go in the direction of it becoming like a long-term relationship, a close relationship, a committed one, chances are really good, looking at your, not only your tarot, but all the oracle cards that I see, provided you're able to keep the aspects that we discussed in the reading, provided you keep them in mind and you are able to hold on to that vibe for a sufficiently long time in order for this to manifest. So I'm going to leave your reading here. I sincerely hope that the reading was helpful in that it gave you some insight into the connection, and it also gave you some actionable pieces of advice and things to think about, things to focus on. And yeah, overall, like I said, the outcome looks really positive if you keep at it and if you keep patient with it. I feel like this relationship for pile one has a very, very good chance into manifesting into something even more than where it is now. So yeah, hopefully that's good news for some of you. And thank you so much for watching this video, and please leave a like, subscribe to my channel. I will have more future readings to come, and yeah, I will see you in your next reading. Bye. Hi Pile 2, so this is for those of you that resonated with this smoky quartz crystal. I'll just take the crystal from the previous reading away, and the Shadowscapes Tarot deck. Welcome to your reading. So as I said in the intro of this video, which you might have skipped or missed, that I'm going to be not only looking at your person's energy in this connection, which is a combination of what they're thinking and what they're feeling, but I'm also going to be looking at advice for you, as in terms of like what you should be focusing on, what you should be doing as you navigate the connection, being on the receiving end of those energies, which sometimes, if not always, can be a challenging task. And also one other thing, just a housekeeping thing, I switched off the sort of spotlight light, the ring light that I have for filming, which you saw in the intro part of this video, because it was causing like a glare on the cards, and I hope that this light is sufficient enough for the reading. But we are starting with the Ten of Swords energy for Pile 2. So let's keep on drawing the cards and see, what comes up. So yeah, I'm going to be integrating both those aspects in the reading, getting the advice for you and getting some clarity on your person's thoughts and feelings towards you, towards the connection. So what is your person thinking and feeling in this connection? We have the Six of Swords. Okay. What is your person thinking or feeling in this connection? What is your person thinking and feeling towards the connection? What are the energies that they are bringing in to this connection? What energies do they bring into the connection? Oops. We have the Two of Pentacles. What are your person's thoughts and feelings in this connection? What is their energy in the connection? The Two of Pentacles is that place of indecision, weighing their options and, trying to arrive at a concrete decision, but haven't done so yet. We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. What is your person thinking? How are they feeling in this connection? And I hope what I said, similar to what I said, or exactly the same thing that I said in the intro part. I hope that you're watching this reading with, a calm sense of curiosity, a playful kind of curiosity. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. And sometimes, though, I know that, there's a considerable amount of stress and nervousness or what have you, impatience that we feel in a connection. And I hope that this reading empowers you with the insight that you discover through the reading, and also through the messages that come through for you in the second half of the reading. I hope that they empower you. We have the Eight of Cups. Okay, so with the Six of Swords energy, the Eight of Cups energy, the Ten of Swords, I feel like your person is in a phase of rebuilding themselves after having moved on from something unpleasant in their past. Okay, maybe it is another relationship that they're walking away from. Maybe it is, the past in your connection with them. If this is, a reconciliation scenario in which you're reconnecting with an ex. The Ten of Swords energy to me talks about, that place of having thought about something, having thought about something too much, kind of overthinking something too much, to the point that it leads to a sort of like a paralysis almost, where we don't see like a lot of action per se. So that could be one of the factors. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. Okay. What is your person feeling and thinking in this connection? What are they going through? Okay, this one wants to come out. We have the King of Wands. Okay. Let's look at the bottom of the deck energy. We have Justice. Okay. All right. Very interesting energy is coming through for pile number 2. I feel like, first of all, how I look at the bottom of the deck energy is, for me as a reader, it sort of provides sort of like a summary of, everything that is going on with the rest of the cards, with the rest of the spreads in a reading. And it also provides kind of the larger context within which to interpret the rest of the cards. Okay, that's how I look at it. Okay, I feel like in this connection, okay, it could be very well talking about a connection from your past, sort of like reconciliation or reigniting things with an ex-partner. Now, you could have been like married to this person. Maybe you have some sort of a long-term relationship, a connection that has some history, and if that is true, if that is what is resonating to you as you listen to this reading, I feel like your person is definitely in a place of, inaction, okay, and not really coming forth as much as they should in this connection. Maybe they are not giving you any tall promises. Maybe they're not like letting you know exactly how they feel, right? And that is because I feel like your person is really taking a lot of time thinking very deeply about this connection and its potential future. Okay, with the Justice energy being like the bottom of the deck, sort of summarizing larger context, I feel like, your person is wanting to do the right thing. And by the right thing, I do not mean like, I'm not getting the sense, unfortunately, that they want to do right by you. I feel like right thing in the sense of like, making the right choice, the right decision, and evaluating whether, they can be fully invested as much as you deserve and you would like them to be in this connection. Okay. Like I said, the Ten of Swords is reaching a point of almost like, I can't even like think about this anymore. Okay, I wanna Six of Swords, the Eight of Cups. It might be that your person has withdrawn somewhat in this connection, and they're not, like I said, they're not present mentally, emotionally, even physically present at this time, and giving you as much as you would like to receive. Okay. That's one side to the story, all right? And in this time, I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is a place of like really working on yourself. It's a very self-focused kind of energy. And I feel like your person is more focused on working on themselves and setting, their priorities straight, sorting out their life. And like I said, really taking the time to think about things, okay? However, with the King of Wands energy, right, and the Page of Pentacles, the King of Wands especially, let me talk about the King of Wands first. With the King of Wands energy, I definitely do see that there is a desire, okay, within your person. There's a passion there's a drive, not passion, I would say. There's a drive, or there's this desire or wanting to really do this right. As I said, do this right in a way that, sort of to them ensures that they can be present for this relationship, that they can take it to the next level and take it as far as it will go. Okay, they are also thinking about, the Six of Pentacles energy is all about like investing your time, investing your resources, investing your energy and what have you into a connection, and evaluating, like I said, with the Two of Pentacles energy, evaluating whether they do want to do that. Okay, so right now the sense that I'm getting that you might not be like seeing a lot of action per se in terms of like words and their own like things that they do to demonstrate this interest that they have. I feel like from the cards I'm sensing a lot of like pull back from the connection kind of energy coming through. Okay, but there is this desire in them to really see that they do give you something, whether it is, whether they decide not to be with you or to be with you and to give this relationship a chance, but they are yet, they're not yet in a place where they might be completely sure of, this connection. With the Page of Pentacles, for some of you, you might be seeing baby steps. Okay, nothing big, nothing noteworthy, nothing that would, maybe it doesn't even appear to you at this time that your person is making some progress towards you in this connection. Most of it I feel like might be hidden. Most of it might be kind of in the background, the things that are happening with them and the whatever inner calibration that might be going on at this time. It might not be very obvious, or even if it is obvious, they are like really unmentionable, like baby steps, as I said, in this connection, and showing you how they feel. I do want to get some clarification on the further clarification that is on the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles energy here. Let's drop all my cards. If you've seen my readings before, I'm quite clumsy with shuffling, so there we go. I do take cards that jump out, but not if like more than one fall off, because that I know can be attributed to my clumsiness. Unfortunately, I'm a tarot reader and I can't shuffle cards. Go figure. I'm getting better at it, but it's still iffy. So what is the Two of Pentacles doing here? What's the Two of Pentacles energy? Let's get some insight and further clarification on the Two of Pentacles energy. What are they struggling with? If we can get some insight into that, Spirit. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. So the Seven of Swords is, really understanding and drawing your strict boundaries. Okay, so like I said, in this connection, I am getting the sense that there has been, somewhat of a history, either with you or with relationships in general. And this person, we have the Eight of Wands energy. Okay, this person does feel the need to get very clear first before they even, take certain leaps into this connection, which with the Eight of Wands energy, I feel like they will. There might be, you very soon, since it is coming up in this tarot reading, soon-ish, you might see some actions, you might see some communication about that, about the boundaries that they need to set and adhere to. And I feel like this is coming from their past lessons. This is the Seven of Wands. I also see it as sort of like a wounded energy as well. So I do feel there are some wounds that your person is working on healing. Perhaps I feel like almost getting the sense that your connection to them, then we have the Two of Wands as well. Yeah, again, sort of a place of planning the future, looking into the future. So this is all about them considering, you know, how are things going to be this time around, whether you have a history with them or not, but how are things going to be this time around? You know, what would it mean to be in a long-term relationship with you this time around, like I said, and applied to both those contexts. But with the Eight of Wands energy, I feel like you might get some clarity in terms of what they are thinking and feeling, as in they might be more open to saying that to you outright. They might, you know, come up with that message or that sort of like you know, content of the communication that you hear from them. So I do feel like, you know, like I said, your person wants to communicate and be more open, and I feel like that will happen soon-ish, if not immediately, but it's coming up around the corner. But right now, I feel like that's the phase that they are in life, where they are figuring, like really figuring things out. Okay, this person has been through a lot, as I can see from the Eight of Pentacles energy, the Ten of Swords energy, and also this Six of Swords, Eight of Cups. They are really, like, you know, trying to leave behind some parts of their life, like something coming from their past, whether it is with you, again, as I said, or with another person, both of those situations applicable. So they're trying to leave behind quite a lot of, you know, emotional baggage in a way, so that they can be present and look into the future with this connection. So sometimes, you know, the desire is there, but we recognize that there are these barriers to ourselves, or something, the barriers that we have put around ourselves, and that's the kind of circumstance I feel like your person is dealing with. There is no, I'm not sensing, you know, that this person is closed off to the possibility of a relationship. In fact, I feel like they're very much open to the possibility. I feel exact opposite. But this time around, they want to do the right thing. They want to be very sure of the steps that they take. So even though there is this driving kind of you know, desire that is very much present and palpable with your person, we still see the Page of Pentacles manifesting its energy here, which like I said, you might be seeing like really baby steps, or maybe you don't see anything outright out in the open at all with your person. Okay. Let's see the Eight of Cups energy. What are they moving away from? What is the baggage that they're leaving behind? What is it that they are leaving behind? What is the Eight of Cups energy here? What's the Eight of Cups energy here? Can you get some more insight into that, Spirit, for my pal 2 people? What's the Eight of Cups energy here? Let me know in the comments below if you know, this resonates. If you chose pile 2, and if this sort of resonates. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, so this is kind of like a long-term relationship, as I felt in the beginning. I feel like something that they invested that a lot of time into, something that they had started, you know, that they had dived into. Ace of Pentacles is that new beginning, a new sort of start to something, but especially with the Pentacles, with the Ace of Pentacles being the card that represents that new beginning. This is sort of like a long-term investment. It's like planting a seed and then hoping that it goes, you know, somewhere. And for your person, I felt like it didn't. And they're having to close that chapter and move away from it. I'm also getting that sense from some of you that this this connection, this past connection, or maybe this is talking about, like I said, their history with you guys. I feel like, you know, things were off to a good start and then quickly things went downhill, you know, either with another person or with you in the past. Like something happened and it kind of fizzled out. And so this time around, they are trying to leave the baggage, the emotional, you know, the history and whatnot, in a connection or in this connection. They're trying to move past it. And then checking to see if they can reinvest that energy into rebuilding this connection or starting this new connection with you guys. What is the Six of Pentacles energy? What's the Six of Pentacles doing here? What's the Six of Pentacles energy? What is the Six of Pentacles energy here? Why is it here? Let's see. We have the Four of Wands. Okay, so like I said, I do not get the sense that your person is wanting like nothing to do with you, or they're not open to connection. In fact, I feel like they want to be in this place where they really celebrate this connection, this love that they have for you, and their enthusiasm. It's still there. It's still there. I'm seeing that quite clearly with the Wands energy. There's a fire. There's this fire energy that is, you know, thrown into the mix in this spread, where there's like indecision, there's moving on, there's, you know, slow movement, there's wanting to do the right thing, but there is that, you know, like that desire is still there. So do I see like your person seeing this connection as a possibility? It's a strong yes. Yeah. I do feel that, but right now, as I said, Spirit is saying that this is what they are going through. That is why they are not acting on it as much as they would otherwise would have, you know, in some other circumstance. They probably might have, you know, said what they need to say, and they're still going to do that, like I said, with the Eight of Wands energy. But the desire is definitely there. They see the potential in this connection, as probably you do as well. So they do see that, but it's just your person needs more time. This is about them needing more time and getting to that place. Like I said, you know, after the Ten of Swords energy, it's a very, with the Ten of Swords, it's a very exhausting kind of, you know, I'm exhausted kind of an energy, like feeling really sick and tired of, you know, having to think about and worry about too many things, having to deal with the pain, having to deal with the spiraling thoughts. And it's almost like I want some sense of peace. And I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles, like I said, I feel this is what they are currently like dealing with. But do they want to make progress? Do they want things to go further along in this connection? Yes, they do. That's the sense that I'm getting. They definitely do. Okay? I want to see the Eight of Pentacles energy. Can I get some clarification on the Eight of Pentacles? What's the Eight of Pentacles energy? Okay. We have the Ten of Wands. Okay. Again, there's that sense of overwhelmed. Yeah, your person is really like overwhelmed, really burdened. I mean, look at the image in this card. This person that's underneath is carrying a whole, you know, a castle of everything, like their entire world, feeling the weight of the world and feeling overwhelmed, feeling really stressed out. And, you know, if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, the Ten of Wands, it reminds me of like 10 wands right in front of like that man as he's like, you know, hugging the 10 wands to him, and walking through life, and they can't see the future because this is blocked energy is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Bottom of the deck, I'm also seeing the Two of Swords. Okay. And the Tower. The Tower can also be about releasing your past, releasing something, letting go of something, or maybe they had a tower moment. It does make sense, them having a tower moment in their lives. We have the Queen of Wands energy here, the Queen of Cups, the Empress, look at that, the Ace of Cups. That's awesome. So Three of Pentacles, wanting to rebuild some sort of a future with you with the Three of Pentacles energy. Like I said, the desire is there. Both the King and Queen of Wands is there. This tells me that you are very aware of your own desire at this point of time. You are wanting this connection to progress, to go, take a turn into some sort of like a meaningful direction. And I do feel that this person is attracted to you with the Empress energy. The Empress is a beautiful, energy. And to me, this card is almost like a confirmation that your person is wanting to build something. The Ace of Cups, the Queen of Cups, perhaps you or your person does feel that emotional connection to you. The Queen of Cups can also represent someone who's like really taking the time to feel things through, okay? So it could be both ways. They probably see you as someone who's like emotional, very giving, very nurturing, very loving, very similar to the Empress vibe. Somebody who works from, their emotions rather than logical thinking. And that's the energy that your person wants to imbibe as well. But I think this is mostly how they view you, the Empress and the Queen of Cups. So yeah, also with the Ace of Cups, I feel like there will be, and it's interesting, I got this kind of sense in the reading for pile 1 that I just filmed before I got to this one, of course. I got the Ace of Cups card too, so that makes me feel like in this connection, there is a big possibility that there will be this healing process, as in this healing process will be successful in a way that your person will be able to communicate, communicate their feelings to you, okay? With the Eight of Wands energy, I feel like it's coming, much faster than you are expecting maybe at this time. And I feel there will be some sort of like meaningful connection or communication coming from your person. So I want to draw some oracle cards and see what else I get in terms of the energy that your person is in right now. Which card do I want to use? I want to draw I'm going to bring in the Love Oracle deck, this cute little heart-shaped deck, which is kind of difficult to shuffle, even more so for a person like me, who's bad at shuffling to begin with, but we're going to do our best. So what are their feelings, their thoughts in this connection? How do they feel towards you? What is the energy towards you? What is your person's energy towards you? Whoops, okay, this one wanted to jump out. Close your eyes and tell yourself, close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life, regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Okay, so I'm getting two different messages from this card. The first message is definitely, directly got to do with your person. I feel like I said, they are in a place where they are really allowing themselves, or slowly getting to a place where they are going to be more open towards this connection. And I feel like this is what they are trying to believe about themselves, trying to, imbibe into their lives, this energy of, feeling like they are deserving of a beautiful connection, of a beautiful love connection in their future, despite whatever they are dealing with right now. Trying to be hopeful in a way. Like, this is the energy of hope. This is the energy of, trying to build your faith, trying to see things more positively. So, and, doing this from a calm place, because the words like close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful, there is a foundation of feeling a sense of calm. So I feel like after the overwhelm, and feeling it's almost like a sort of paralysis after that Ten of Wands energy, and the Ten of Swords energy that we saw, I feel like your person is really, really trying to get to that place of calm where they can have faith in the future in general, and as well as the future of this connection. This might be especially true for those of you that have some sort of like a negative, experience or history with your connection, with your person, from the past. And if this is a reconciliation sort of situation, but they're really trying to build their faith. They're really trying to not give up hope, I feel like, for themselves, as well as this connection in its future. So let's see what else. I'm going to draw more cards. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Okay, like I said, trusting their intuition, trusting what they already know, and being guided by their emotions. Connecting with the heart energy is very powerful, because more often than not, our minds, even though, generally we might get the sense that, thinking something through, and thinking something like logically, we would arrive at the right answer. But most of the time, our minds can get very triggered, very confused, fearful, all these sort of, negative emotions. They tend to be associated, or as I see it, they live in our minds. But when you connect to the heart, okay, when you connect to your heart and you try to listen through the heart, the first thing you have to do is silence your mind, and your heart's decisions and the voice, listening to your voice, or listening to your heart's voice, that takes a certain amount of courage, faith, and being calm about it. So I feel like your person is in that space where they're really trying to connect with their heart. Remember that they have gone through a lot. Okay, this is a tough situation for them that they're trying to navigate, and possibly like everything in their history, or their history with you, is something that really left them, kind of, like I said, not knowing what to do, feeling that paralysis that comes from the Ten of Swords and also from the Ten of Wands, exhaustion, feeling exhausted, almost kind of like needing a break, right? And temporarily, at least, walking away from a situation that has overwhelmed them. So if it is not like, if this aspect of the reading doesn't resonate, that, like you're a new connection and, you have no history, like we're not talking about, reconciliation with the next, then this is, them having to find that place in their heart, having the faith that they can find love again, that they can, possibly connect with someone, and they do find you worth it. They do find you attractive. You have caught their attention. You have got them somewhat like excited about the future, and seeing into the future, but they're yet to reach that place in their being, which is, aligning their thoughts as well as, their emotions. That's when, when both the thoughts and the feelings are in connection, are in the right connection. That's when you feel very aligned to whatever it is in the future that you're trying to create. And your person is getting there. Okay, like I said, with the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Cups energy, I feel like that turn is coming. They have navigated most of it. Like for most of you watching this reading, pile 2 reading, I feel like they have navigated most of it, if not all of it. So the change will come. But right now, okay, today, as you watch this reading, this is a timeless reading. So whenever you're finding this reading, as you're watching it, things are getting clear, things are moving, and you will see, like, quicker than you expect, to see a turn of events, see things changing within this connection, I feel like. Okay, so what else? Let me draw one more card. Yeah, it's a very heavy sort of like energy that your person is coming out of, trying to leave behind, cleanse, you know, the emotional baggage. It seems to be quite a lot that they have been dealing with. Okay, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it's only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Again, this is self-discovery, you know, trying to understand, connect more with themselves. It's the Eight of Pentacles energy that we saw with your tarot spread here. And I feel like, you know, again, trying to make that decision about how, or, you know, what they should do in this connection. The Two of Pentacles energy, the Two of Wands, the Six of Pentacles. They're trying to do the right thing, as I said, and they're looking at, you know, can they give you what you deserve, right? Or what this connection with you deserves, and can they give it to you from a long-term kind of perspective, not something that, you know, this is not just about them wanting fling. Okay, the Empress energy is not someone who's just viewed as attractive, while attractiveness is a factor that goes with like the Empress energy. It's more about like seeing someone as a person of substance and knowing that there is a possibility that a connection, a long-term connection, can be built with that person. So like I said, with the Six of Pentacles energy, the Two of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles energy, this is all about them working out their own sense of being. And for some of you, this might be true, that they're not planning to do anything based on guilt. Excuse me. In the sense that, you know, you cannot make this person feel pressured in any way to you know, speed up their decision making process. I feel like this person is gonna take their time, and whatever time they need, I don't think that, you know, maybe for some of you they might be connecting with you for a few months now or for a few weeks now, and there might be this sense of like, hey, let me know, like, where do I stand with you? But I don't think that that's going to be a factor in their own like decision making process as they, you know, try to like open up to the possibility of, you know, a beautiful relationship with you. So guilt or some shape or form or any kind of like manifestations of guilt, that's not what is going to motivate this person at all. They just need to find the space, and they need to go through the process, that whatever the process might be for them, they need to take their time with the process in getting to know themselves more deeply, and then act based on that, you know, in terms of whatever they decide in this connection. So I think, like, viewing this, the processes that they are going through, my best, you know, sort of advice to you would be to leave it alone. Like, don't try to influence the process or the decision in any way, energetically, even like literally doing something, saying something. Just let your person be, let them go through this process. And Spirit is showing us that there's a high chance in this connection that they will come to you and you know, speak about these things, maybe speak about, you know, what they have been going through, what they need in the connection, and become more open to you. But give this person time. That's the best piece of advice that I can think of right now. Give it time, patience. If you do want to manifest this connection, that is, much patience is needed on your part. It's funny because a very similar, if not exact same thing, did come up in the pile 1 reading as well. And there is a need to be patient in this connection, and it will manifest. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. I don't think I need to elaborate anymore on this card. It's literally what I just said, being reconfirmed with this message from the Lover's Oracle, that, you know, it's all about like giving your person space, and let there be closeness in a way, like, you know, when they connect with you, whatever like connection, if there are opportunities to connect with them. For some of you, I'm getting the sense that there is no connection, that temporarily at least your person has stepped away. That's the sense I'm getting for some of you. But for some of you, it might be true that there are opportunities to connect with your person, no matter how limited. Okay, so if that is the case, then allow yourself to share the love, to share who you are, be vulnerable, be honest, allowing for the closeness to grow, but always do that from a place of love, from a place of emotions. As it is, I feel like with the Queen of Cups energy here, and the Empress energy, I feel like most of you have been through sort of like a healing process for your own selves. Sorry about that. Continuous talking, my voice goes weird at times. Hold on, I'll just take a sip of cup of the cup of coffee I have here. I'll be right back. Yeah, so as I was saying, for those of you for whom there are opportunities to connect with your person, Spirit is saying, you know, allow that closeness to grow. And yeah, I was saying that, you know, with the Empress energy, the Queen of Cups energy in your reading, I feel like most of you have been going through your own healing process, you know, and looking at your own, you know, psyche, sort of doing a deep dive, whether it's like healing your subconscious fears, your limitations, your beliefs, healing from a difficult past, healing from your own pain. So I feel like, you know, you are someone who's very much in touch with his or her emotions, and you know what it is to get to that place, to let that guide you, and your closeness would increase if you keep stepping into that vibration each time that you connect with your person. But at the same time, as I said, you know, love allows for space. Love is patient, you know, love is kind, and it simply allows things to be as they are and give when the opportunities arises, you know. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna step away from reading into like your person's energy, and I'm gonna go into advice for you. What is it that you should be focusing on? And let's see what comes up. Let's bring in some oracle cards for you. What is the advice for my pile 2 people in this connection? What is it that they should remember? What is it that you know, Spirit wants pile 2 people to look into for themselves? What is the thing that they should be focused on? Okay. Oh, look at that. Eat healthful foods. This might be very specific for some of you. Taking care of your health, but also it's an act of self-love, isn't it? Like eating healthful foods. There are messages behind this card, so I have to admit that, you know, this seems like very specific for some of you. and I'm kind of baffled. And that happens sometimes in a reading, but my job is to deliver the messages as they come. It says eat only the foods that are good for you. Perhaps this is something you normally do, in which case you should feel very good about how well you're caring for yourself. Most people, however, know that they should be more attentive, but find it difficult. Your goal to practice healthy nutrition. So like I said, I feel like I'm very speaking to, maybe one person who's watching this reading, or maybe like very few specific people that this message is for. But there's a lot that we can unpack here. It's all about self-care, about self-love, and taking care of yourselves. And I hope that you know this, but each food that we or the foods that we do consume, they each have their own effect on our body, on our vibrations. And Spirit is saying that as you are going through this connection and navigating this situation, there is a need to focus on your nutrition and your vibe, and maybe even exercise, and in general just taking care of yourself. This, I feel like, might especially be for people who are in a situation in which there is no communication. Maybe your person has stepped away, taking some time, taking a break, for their own healing. Maybe it is a stressful time for you too, and you have been ignoring your nutrition. And so this is kind of being like that reminder from Spirit, hey, watch your own nutrition, watch your own vibration. Surrender to the divine. Wow, beautiful energy of surrender. Let's read the message. Identify one fear that you need to surrender unconditionally into the hands of the divine, with the emphasis on unconditional. This prayer can truly change your life. Your goal, to lift your burden of fear from your soul. It's a very interesting thing, actually. I'm gonna probably shouldn't waste the time here, but maybe I will tell you that. But have you heard of the story of D.B. Cooper? He was a plane hijacker. He has never been discovered. But I was reading a story from the perspective of the air crew, like the airplane crew that were, that had the unfortunate kind of circumstance that they had to deal with in, dealing with this hijacker. And there's an air hostess that wrote about saying a prayer for everybody that was on board. And she said the prayer for their safety, for their family's safety, for everybody's protection. And she said, I felt very peace and at calm right after the prayer. And I surrendered sort of the outcome of this horrible situation that I found myself into the hands of the divine. And then I just let go of that fear. Okay, so, and then how it manifested, that he escaped, he jumped from the plane, and has never been found. That's a separate story. But everybody on the aircraft was saved. All the passengers, the air crew, the pilot, the staff, and what have you. Not a single soul was harmed in any sort of a way. And that is, that's the biggest worry when you find, a hijacker on your plane, right? So anyways, and I was like, she also goes on to say that she felt like the prayer that she made in the beginning, when she realized that there's a hijacker on board, that was quite effective. The way she prayed, it kind of had an effect on her, that she felt a sense of calm, immediate sense of calm descend upon her. And I felt like, she says, I felt like that is what manifested in terms of keeping us safe and nothing happening to either the people or the aircraft itself or what have you, but more importantly, the people that were on board on that flight. But this is what I mean, when you pray for a situation and when you think about the outcome that you want to create, or when you ask for guidance, and when you find yourself in an especially like difficult, position. Like I said, for some of you, I understand that that's the sense I got, that maybe you're dealing with a connection in which your person is largely absent, okay? And that can be very painful to deal with. And if that is the case, if that is where you find yourself to be, Spirit is saying that for now, surrender. It's very similar to this. You just let go of your worry, your fear. What are you fearing in this in this situation? Your responsibility would only be to look at that fear and to heal the roots of that fear. Like asking yourself, like, why would you feel abandoned, or are you feeling abandoned in this connection? I hope that the reading gave you insight in the sense that it made you see that their abandonment of you, if that is the case, is not to do about you. It's about, your person having to deal with their own overwhelm and, the past that they are dealing with in this connection. But I hope that insight in itself gives you like a lot of peace. I sincerely hope so. And added to that, this message: surrender to the divine. Do not carry this nervous energy around in you, constantly worrying about what the outcome would be in this connection. Okay, I'm going to draw cards for you that look into what can you do to manifest this connection. If you are in a place where you do want to see this connection progress and into a meaningful direction, I'm going to get cards specifically for that in a minute after I'm done with this oracle set. But right now, try to get to a place of calm. Leave it, let it be, let go, and work on keeping that sense of calm, adhering to that vibe as best as you can. Okay, what else? What should you focus on? What should you be mindful of as you navigate this connection? And I empathize with you if you are in a situation where you're feeling all these negative emotions. We've all been there. Be proactive. Okay, let's see the message. Recognize one of the major areas of insecurity in your life and see how much it disempowers you. Then identify one small action you can take to release that insecure feeling. Your goal: to observe whether you're proactive or passive, since healing requires proactive energy. Like I was saying, as I was talking about, releasing and not releasing, as letting go things and working on your fears, your own healing. So Spirit wants you to take this time and take this opportunity, this connection, viewing it as an opportunity to instigate your own healing process. Maybe there is I feel like most of you are working through it already, or have been working through other areas of your life that did need healing as well. But in this connection, the fears that it triggers, I feel like Spirit is saying that there's still some healing, some parts of you that need to be healed, and that would be your responsibility. That would be your only thing that you can focus on. Ask yourself, if you do feel the fear, if you do have certain insecurities, how can you heal them? What is it about you that they're trying to teach? What is the wound that insecurity is pointing to? Like I said, I truly empathize with you. I have been in that space myself, and having to work through my own healing. And yeah, it is tough. Yeah, I acknowledge that much, but it's not impossible. And it's totally worth it, it's totally worth it. Not for this connection, not for anything outside of you, but just your own sense of being. It's worth it. So if you are getting triggered in this connection, work on that. See God in all things. This is for my spiritual people. Put yourself in slow motion and observe everything and everyone through the lens of this is sacred and it speaks to me. How does that change your environment? Your goal: to learn the spiritual practice of seeing God in all things. Like I said, I'm getting the sense that some of you already have that beautiful energy, that calming, healing energy of having worked through a lot of your problems, a lot of your issues, a lot of your pains and fears and insecurities. And hopefully what that has done is put you more on like a spiritual mode of being, almost, for lack of a better term. And Spirit is saying that, you know, keep the focus right there. Like, see every connection as sacred, as an opportunity to learn things about you, as an avenue to heal you, and see God in all things. Everything, there is nothing but God is a quote that I do love to remind myself of too, oftentimes in my life. Nothing else but God. And this connection, through the stress that this connection might be creating for you in whatever form, it's almost like you're awakening to this realization, you know, through the different processes. And embrace that process, embrace that healing, and that's the vibe that you need to focus on. Okay, as I promised, I do want to draw some cards for those of you that are wanting to manifest this connection. What is it that you should be looking at? What should you focus on? And I'm going to draw cards from the Soulful Woman Oracle. It's a very the feminine energy with this deck is really potent, but of course it's not just for women. Take the messages despite, you know, whatever sex or gender you identify as, but beautiful messages in these cards. So what can my pile 2 people do if they want to manifest this connection? This flipped over, it's the inner guidance system. The best answers always come from a calm, radiant place within me. I wait for these with joy. Again, it is like first getting to that place of feeling calm, feeling connected with yourselves, and really being cognizant of your own power to guide you. You know, it's almost like Spirit is saying that your inner guidance system is fantastic, and you actually don't need to look anywhere else for, you know, guidance in terms of like what you should be doing, what your next steps should be, what is it that you should be focusing on, or even not doing. Okay, Spirit is saying connect to that inner wisdom, that wealth of inner wisdom that you have. And the first step, though, like this card points out, is getting to that place of calm. So I feel like I might be, you know, this pile might be for people who are really feeling the stress of, you know, having to deal with the going-ons in this connection. But hopefully I might have, you know, reduced that stress somewhat, but there will be still some things that you can do for yourself. Always there are things that you can do for yourself to get to that calm place, you know. Remember, surrender to the divine and being proactive, seeing God in all things. So connect with your own inner guidance, inner intuition from a calm place. Get to a calm place. Heal yourself. Work on your healing. What else? What can my pile 2 people do to manifest this connection? Inner wakefulness. Again, this seems to be, this makes me feel like for many of you, this connection is highly, what do you call it? Spiritually, or something that really is causing you to learn a lot of important spiritual lessons. So it says, I am completely awake and tuned into my truth, clarity, and inner wisdom. This is this card in so many different words, and a slightly different take on inner wakefulness. But this is about, you know, being attuned again with yourself, centered, calm, but also connected to reality and spiritual truths. And I feel like through this connection, for many of you, you will be made aware of a lot of spiritual lessons that you haven't yet learned, but kind of might have an inkling of, you know. and even some more lessons to come that probably you're not imagining at all right now. Okay, so we have these two cards, the flow of partnership. Look at that. The ebb and flow of relationship takes me where I need to be next on my path. Like I said, this is a very, for some of you, this might be a twin flame journey almost, following my truth. And this says, believing in and following my inner truth helps me live an authentic and empowered life. So like I said, you don't need much guidance from me or any other person to tell you what you should be doing. I feel like, you know, as long as you're tuned in to your own inner guidance, you'll be good. Like literally Spirit is saying, you know, pile 2 people, they got it, they understand, they don't really need. And you know, seeing the sacredness of this connection. Oh yeah, as I was saying, like this might be, you know, like a twin flame or a soulmate type of connection, and in both those connections, I feel like there are important lessons that we learn through, you know, our connection, in terms of like how the other person makes us feel, what they trigger in us, where the areas of our life that need healing. If you are motivated enough to pay attention to that, and if you're proactive enough and feeling that sense of responsibility that, you know, like my healing is my responsibility, then if you allow the process to take you, it can take you to wonderful places. And I hope you will be open to that. So that is all I have for you. I sincerely hope that this reading was very helpful, the insight was helpful, and already after the reading you are feeling much more calm and empowered, like I said, and knowing that you are in charge and you got this. So thank you so much. Let me know in the comments below if this reading resonated, if you liked the reading. Please give this video a thumbs up. Also subscribe and stay back, because there are more future readings that I will be posting consistently on my channel. And yeah, thank you so much again for being here and for taking the time to view this reading, to sit down and view this reading with me. Thank you so much. I will see you in your next reading. Bye. Hi pile 3. So this is for those of you that resonated with the blue crystal. As I mentioned in the intro, I have forgotten the name of this crystal, but the blue crystal, or the Morgan Greer tarot deck. Welcome to your reading. Just one quick thing, sort of like a housekeeping thing. I have switched off the ring light that I had on in the intro part of this video, and that's because, as you saw, that it was creating a glare. If you hear some background noises, my dog is just right here, and she's making some noises trying to find a good spot to sleep in. Anyways, so it was creating a sort of a glare, the light was, and I switched it off, and I am filming with like a lamp that's on the right side of the table, and I hope that is enough. But anyways, with that said, welcome to your reading. So excuse me, as I said in the intro section of this video, I'm going to be looking into your person's thoughts and feelings towards you, which both of them combined, you know, talk of the energy in this connection with you. And I'm also going to get some advice for you in terms of like what you should be looking at, what you should be focusing on as you try to navigate this connection. So let's get started. We are starting with the Fool energy here. Okay, so how is your person feeling and thinking towards you in this connection? And I feel like, you know, the second half of the reading, which is going to be focusing on messages for you, I feel like that is important because my intention with my tarot readings is that I always leave you feeling empowered and give you some actionable advice in terms of what you should do, because some of these connections, they do represent sort of like a difficult situation to deal with. So we have the Empress energy here. Wow. Okay. Right. Let's draw some more cards before I start speaking about them. So yeah, I hope you will stay through the rest of the read. Sorry, the second half of the read, that is. And I do hope that leaves you feeling empowered no matter what comes up in the reading. We're starting with very positive cards, positive in terms of their vibration, their individual vibration, and also in connection with the question that we are asking today. So let's see, but I do want to draw more cards. All the major arcana cards. Okay, the strength. Okay, this is highly unusual to get like all major arcana cards in the reading, and to me this represents like a lot of what do you call it, major energies at play. We have the King of Rods or the King of Wands in the tarot. But yeah, I like to draw the cards first before I start speaking about them, and in my opinion, limited cards, like 1 or 2 cards, do not provide like as deep an insight as is necessary with the tarot readings. The tarot is much more like powerful, and it helps to bring in more cards. Then we have the Devil energy. Okay, how is your person feeling, and what are they thinking? We have the Two of Wands energy in this connection. What is your person feeling? What are they thinking? What is their energy in this connection? What is your person feeling? Oops. How's your person feeling towards you? Okay, we have the Magician card. Okay. Alright. I kind of get the feeling that your person is really into you, okay? Really attracted to you, but in a sense that this attraction might be more physical, like finding you very attractive, very sexy, unable to kind of control their desire for you, and wanting to, like, at least in the physical aspect, and it might be mutual. So there's a lot of like sexual energy that I find with this connection. We also have the Hierophant. Let's look at the bottom of the deck energy. We have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, a very positive read right off the bat. I feel like your person does desire to build this connection with you, and it's because they find you highly attractive, like I said. Just a quick note, how I look at the bottom of the deck energy is that for me, it summarizes the entire spread, and it also provides, for me as a tarot reader, a sort of like a larger context within which to interpret these cards, okay? So, a lot going on here. As I said, it's very rare that when I'm doing a reading, I'm drawing like almost all of the cards from the major arcana in the tarot. I don't know if you're aware of the structure of a tarot deck. There's major arcana cards, which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 major arcana cards here out of the 8 or 9 cards that I drew. And to me, the major arcana cards represents like major themes of a tarot. Of the tarot, and major themes of a reading, of whatever situation that I am looking into. So given that we have so many major arcana cards, I feel like this is a very, not only like a very important connection for your person, but that I see like a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of attraction towards you, like really being hot for you. I almost want to say in this connection, again, got to do with physical attraction, okay? What worries me, there are a couple of things that do worry me in this, worry me as of like, sort of like, I'm going to focus on and be concerned with, is the Devil energy, okay? And the Two of Wands in separate contexts. I feel like even though your person is super attracted to you and your sexual sort of connection with this person might be something that is like off the charts, okay? I feel like, you know, there's still sort of, this connection has not moved any further than that. Okay. With that said, I feel like it possibly will, because like I said, the bottom of the deck energy card that I draw that summarizes the entire spread for me, and I feel like the goal that this person has in this connection is to take things further, and the Hierophant can be representative of like marriage and long-term relationship and connection, and like some sort of like commitment. Okay, so I feel like for this connection, for pile 3 reading, there is a very, very strong sense that I'm getting that your person is really doing everything that would help in building this connection as well. But at this time, okay, despite the strong attraction they feel towards you, okay, and desiring like a long-term connection with you, they might still be in that deciding phase. Okay, the Two of Wands energy, the Two of Wands is looking into the future, and sort of envisioning the future, but it's still in its nascent kind of like planning stages. It's not like acting upon those plans. It's not taking any kind of like concrete steps to further those goals. It's still sort of like assessing. Like if you see this image, we have a man here with a sort of like a crystal ball that he's holding in his hand, and sort of looking into the future and assessing sort of things as they are. Okay. With the Magician energy that is present in this spread, I feel like your person, they might come across, and they might genuinely be the kind that are very much in charge of, someone who's a go-getter. Like they make plans, and then they're able to manifest those plans into their reality. Okay. But here, I'm going to clarify this energy, the Two of Wands energy, a little bit. Why is the Two of Wands energy here? Because, okay, this jumped out. We have the Page of Swords. Okay, not wanting to be reckless. I feel like the Page of Swords, this is a connection. I feel like it must be something that is like absolutely new for them, in a way that they have not really met someone like you, not experienced the kind of feelings that they are feeling right now in the connection, and they might feel a little bit inadept in handling this connection, even though, like I said, there's this King of Wands, there's a passion, that desire. The King of Wands is fire energy. I'm getting a lot of like, in terms of, if I can, I usually don't do this, but in this I'm getting a lot of like Leo kind of vibe. Maybe, the energies that are influencing this connection, or perhaps that's their sun sign or your sun sign. So take it as it resonates. But I'm getting a lot of that fire energy. And there's a lot of passion towards you, but like I said, they must be feeling like very inadept in handling the intensity almost of this connection. Okay, I do want to, sorry, excuse me. I do want to clarify the Devil energy that's present here. Why is the Devil energy present? The Devil is all about like, your basal like desires, and this is what, the presence of the Devil energy with the Empress and combination of that and the King of Wands kind of makes me feel like a very sexual nature to this connection. So this card wants to come out. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, let's take one more card. Why is the Devil energy here? We have the Temperance card. Okay, I kind of feel like your person is very aware of this physical attraction that they have to you, and in taking any decisions that might affect the future of this connection, they are trying to, in a way, temper themselves. Okay, they are trying to question almost their feelings. So with the Knight of Cups energy, I feel like there are feelings and emotions, and wanting, their desire, wanting to make you some kind of a offer. Maybe this is a connection where it has been like mostly sexual for both of you, or at least for them. That's what I'm seeing. But there's this phase of like the catching feelings for someone, so the connection transforming into something much more deeper, compared to like where it started from, which is mostly about like rolling around in the sack with you, and making love to you, and desiring you sexually, to catching feelings. And I feel like this is something that they are very adept in handling. The Knight of Cups, even though that desire is there, the Page of Swords comes in when we clarified the Two of Wands energy, which is, them having to figure a lot out, which they might not be like, adept with. I'm going to read some more and look into these energies, but that's the sense that I'm getting. And for them, like I said, they might be in a place where they acknowledge that, this person, meaning you, pile 3 person who's like watching this reading, they are very attractive. The sex is great. The chemistry is there. There's a desire for me to like keep pursuing this connection, and desire to build something like greater out of it. But what if there's not like a lot of substance to it beyond the physical? Like it might be a question that you might be battling with too, and I certainly see that in your person. So it's that they're trying to temperance is about like tempering your feelings, your thoughts, and really like seeing how they both interplay with each other, and how things flow, and trying to like keep one foot firmly planted on the ground, while the other is like dipping into the water, which is representative of emotions, and like trying to see if they can balance their emotions, their thinking, along with this desire, this basal animal kind of desire that they feel for you. Okay. But I do see like a interest, a resurgence, or like maybe catching feelings for you for the first time. I say resurgence because like if it's a connection that has somewhat of a history, but no, for pile 3 people, I feel especially this is like a new connection. Mostly this is not like reconnecting, and I feel like sometimes they feel the desire for you, based on like your sexual chemistry with this person. I feel like sometimes it might be so kind of potent that, this person has thought of taking that leap to furthering your connection to the next level. There is some part of their instinct though, that does stop them. And I feel like we find the answer to that with the Two of Wands and the Page of Swords. It's just, and the Temperance card, of course, where they're wanting to like slow down, hey, don't go in too fast, and, try to discern like, how this connection, would look into the would look in the future, how it would look like in the future. I mean, so yeah, this is what they are trying to discern. This is what I get, like a whole lot of like sexual energy in this connection, and that desire to build something new out of this connection. What do I want to look at? I feel like for some reads, I have to draw like a lot of clarifying cards, but the vibe of this read is straight up like it has not been confusing at all, and very straight up in terms of what it's trying to tell me. Let me get a few of the oracle cards and see what comes up. So in terms of how they feel about you, which oracle deck do I want to go to? I want to go to the True Love Oracle cards. Let's see what comes up in terms of how they are feeling in this connection. What are their feelings? What are their thoughts? What's the energy that they bring to the table for this connection? And then I'm going to get some advice for you, depending on, you know, whether you want to manifest this connection into something meaningful, or if not. So, reparenting yourself, this comes up. Okay, so like I said, like your person at this point of time might also be working through some of their own issues around relationships. Okay, that also might be the case with the Page of Swords. Like I said, it is something that this connection is something that really is brand new. They've not dealt with anybody like you, or they've not dealt with a connection like that, and that might be triggering, is what I see in this card, because reparenting yourself is like, you know, going back to, especially in relationships, think about attachment wounds, think about, like, you know, your dysfunctional sort of ideas around relationships, around love in general, around commitment, around long-term relationships. And I feel like there are some part of them that does get triggered, and the triggers are in that family of, like, everything I said, like abandonment issues, or attachment issues, and giving yourself fully to a long-term relationship, commitment, and whatnot. So I feel like your person is in that phase as well, where this connection might be, even though, you know, it feels very beautiful to them, it feels very like ideal and exciting, it still must be in a way triggering to them, and this is the process that they might be engaged in, whether consciously calling it reparenting or not. Okay, and the white that I'm getting from this card, which is not usually the case, but it's also like in combination with your tarot cards, as well as the oracle card that has come up now, I'm kind of getting like all of this, like the healing process. It's going well, almost very smooth. Very, what do you call it? As in, like, the circumstances of their life, it's almost like I get the feeling that it's being facilitated in a way that it will be successful in the near future, if not like immediately. Okay, and it's almost like there's a desire for them to look at all of their limiting beliefs, which sort of limit this capacity to take a leap of faith into this connection, because there's this desire for you, you know, that becomes the full fuel, if you will, for them to really be motivated to look at their own sort of misgivings and limited beliefs and ideas, wrong ideas that they have about relationship and commitment. Yeah, so what else am I getting? Are we getting for your person? What is their energy in this connection? So a little bit of healing that they are needing to do here, a little bit of like looking into their own selves, and this process in itself with the Page of Swords energy, having to think about those things. This is something that is definitely very new to them. Looking at it for the first time. We have forgiveness, okay? So for some of you, your person is also learning how to connect with that energy of forgiveness. Now, whether it is like forgiveness towards you, or this is connected with the reparenting yourself and forgiving their own shortcomings as they view it from the lens of, you know, their attachment wounds, for example, and healing the relationship with their parents. I'm getting a very motherly kind of like vibe from this. So, healing that, a big component of healing attachment wounds and healing your own parents for their transgressions. Forgiveness is a big energy that is connected with usually in these types of dealings, and your person is going through that process of healing their own wounds that might go back to their childhood. And there's something about this connection, with the Empress energy, the strength. There's something about this energy that this connection, that the energy of it reminds them of, their familial relationships, which is like to do with their family and the kind of women that they are attracted. It also could be possible that this might be with the Page of Swords energy and the Empress. This might be someone who's like much younger than you in chronological age or in terms of like maturity that they have. So that could be applicable to some of you. But this is really, I feel like connection is really not only like exciting them on that, like, the sexual plane of things, but it's also something that is like triggering this need to heal. Okay. And I feel like your person did not suspect in the beginning that, when they get to a point where they do get those feelings and catch those feelings for you, as we saw with the Knight of Cups, I feel like they completely like didn't expect this. Okay. Something that has caught them by surprise almost. But now they're realizing that there is some work that they need to do in order to level up. I almost feel like level up to your level, because you kind of, you present this beautiful energy of someone who's like loving and giving and nurturing and accepting them as they are. Just a beautiful, warm energy to you, I feel like, as they perceive it. And to level up to that, I feel like your person is realizing that they have to go and, sort themselves out. And now in this, for this reading for pile 3, I do not get the sense that this is a no contact situation. I feel like for most of you, at least, this may be a situation that the connection is ongoing and it's been beautiful so far, and you see like their interest, but then, hey, buddy, what next? That's the question that you might be dealing with. Life purpose, again, envisioning their life goals, envisioning where you fit into their life. This person, yeah, I feel like this person is fairly, new to this process, or just, getting on this path of like discovering themselves and life purpose and thinking about the future, and wondering like, where do you fit into that equation. So they are going through this soul searching here with the life purpose and trying to live, a heart-centered life, really connecting with their emotions, and these brand new emotions that they're feeling towards you, connecting to that and allowing that to guide them, and seeing, how this connection, this relationship with you fits into all of that. Yeah, it's mostly their, like, their internal journey. You kind of being giving, this reading is, sort of giving you a peek into, what's really going on with their psyche, deep into the folds of their psyche. And yeah, I hope that it gives you the answers you need. Then we have boundaries. Okay, so for some of you, when we talk about boundaries, we talk about first establishing like ourselves and what our needs would be in a connection, and then speaking up about them and stating them. So it's possible that they are trying to figure that out, along with, kind of like the healing journey that they are on. And I feel like this connection is making them realize what their needs are as well. So there might be like definitely like a beautiful vibe that you share with the person, the beauty of which they recognize as well. But there might be some things that are sort of missing just by the virtue of what this connection, the stage this connection is at right now. And it's a conversation that maybe they have not had with anybody, or definitely not with you up until this point. So they're really trying to, I feel like, get in touch with like, what else do I need when I think about like a long-term relationship with this person, with my pile 3 querent. And what does that mean? Like, what do I need? What do I need in my life? Apart from like this great sexual chemistry that I share with this person, what else do I need? What do I need them to know? What do I want to ask for? So this is all like defining your world, your reality, and stating what those needs are. Okay. Sort of a step, if you will, in deepening the connection and making it more real, adding more facets to it. So it could be like they are wanting certain things to change as well, but they have not been vocal about it. And they are still in that stage of like figuring it all out. Like, how does this fit into my life long term? What do I need? How do I communicate that to my person, which is you watching this video right now? How do I communicate in a way that will build this relationship? Because everything I feel like they're desiring to do or will do in the near future would be coming from this place of wanting to build a real connection with you. This person really wants a real connection with you, and not just like leave it as like a sexual connection, if you will, and build more facets to it. So I'm gonna get some more on what they're thinking and feeling. Let me get the romance oracle cards into the mix. See what's going on. What is the vibe that your person brings to the table in this connection? What is their energy? What are their thoughts? What are their feelings in this connection? Let's see. What are their thoughts and feelings towards you in this connection? How are they feeling right now? So it's mostly positive, but if you will, this is again a connection in which some patience is required. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all. Okay, so this is being open to love. Like I said, your person is, catching these feelings for you. The Knight of Cups energy being here, like wanting to like take this connection to the next level. And to do that, they need to feel like it's safe, like they would not be rejected, they would not get hurt by you if they were to make that offer. And also, like, they first need to feel confident enough to do that, correct? Without that, like, they're not gonna take this step. So with that being said, I feel like this is talking about them being or wanting to be courageous enough to give this connection a chance. Then we have, you deserve love, you are lovable. This is again like them telling themselves that it's possible to not only build this connection but also love in general. So healing their issues around love, their limiting beliefs about themselves maybe, and seeing how that connects to their childhood experiences and healing that. Heart-to-heart conversations. Again, this is about opening up more in this connection, because I feel like even though you guys do connect, it's very limited. I find it might be limited to your sexual, aspects of the connection, mostly in the bedroom, so to speak. And this is like their desire to speak up more, to talk to you, communicate with you. I'm getting the Knight of Cups combined with the Boundaries card, and telling you what they desire, telling you how they feel, building up the courage to do that. Give your relationship a chance. This is again, beautiful card about, working on your partnership, and then also believing that the relationship is worth a chance. I mean, look at that. The male and the female figure angel in a very, very loving embrace. And this card definitely has that sexual vibe, which I do get from the pile 3 or your reading. So giving it a chance to grow more. Let's see, I'll draw one more card. What else is your person's energy in this connection? What are they thinking? So I dropped a few cards. There we go. I'm sorry, I'll be right back. I'll gather them from the floor. Okay, here we go. What is their energy in this connection? How are they feeling and thinking? How do they feel about this connection? What do they think about when they think of this connection? We have passion. Yeah, we know that. You have a lot of passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Look at that. I told you, right from the beginning of this reading, that's what I got. A very, very sexual connection, and feeling that passion and desire, and allowing that to guide them and to experience the full extent that this relationship can go into. Okay, so I'm going to draw some cards for you now, as I promised, and I feel like it's worth it. That's the whole point of a tarot reading, not just getting an insight into what's going on that is somewhat outside of your control, even though it's literally in a way it's not, but not just getting a sense of that, but also asking spirit the question, what can you do if you're interested in manifesting this connection and making it sort of grow into a whole relationship. Okay, so I'm going to draw the cards from which oracle deck should I bring in? The Witch's Oracle deck, and let's ask the question for you. What is the advice that, oh whoops, there we go. We have turmeric or however you pronounce it, with diversity. Okay, so the first thing that pops into my mind, okay, diversity. And turmeric is a very healing kind of herb, okay? It's also especially with Indian cooking, and my background is, I'm from India originally, now living in Canada, but in Indian cooking, turmeric is one of the spices, but not the only spice. It's one of the flavors in a whole array of spices that go into Indian food, and it kind of marries all of those flavors and all of those components. That's one herb that you can distinctly see in a dish, in an Indian dish. You can distinctly see it in most dishes, but it's yet kind of the marrying component of the dish, of the food. So I feel with the healing aspects of turmeric, and I mean, whatever way you pronounce it, I have always pronounced it turmeric, so I'm going to stick with that. I feel like this is about you healing your own issues as well, okay? And what Spirit is showing to me is that will put you, the healing process as you go through it, it will put you in a place to be able to integrate your energies as well in this connection, okay? Because it might be the case that this connection is triggering to you as well, all right? Certain parts of your psyche, of your subconscious, of your past that you have not really healed or worked through, they might be coming up to the surface, so to speak, through your experiences in this connection. And in a way, Spirit is saying that, you know, there is this need to look at how you can heal and integrate your own energy to align yourself better to build this connection and take it further. Because if you're going to open up to like a, you know, an additional or like a brand new facet of this connection, maybe there are some blocks within you as well that do not allow you to fully present yourself in the connection. Okay? And asking the question, you know, like, what is it that you should be focusing on? I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, this is your chance to heal some of your issues and some of your triggers as well. Okay? So certainly check within yourself, like where you feel triggered, and go to the roots of it. Try to heal it from its roots, wherever the roots take you. Be courageous, be brave about it. But healing, turmeric, definitely focus on your healing so that you are more integrated and you can bring all parts of you in this connection. Because you have to be able to share yourself fully too. It's not just like them having to do that, right? So what else do you need to focus on? We have luck. Okay, with nutmeg. Interesting. What are you trying to tell me? The luck card. Some of you might feel lucky to have met this person, to have you know, encountered their energy, that this kind of a connection exists. And with the energy of luck and the you know, as an answer to the question of, you know, what you should be focusing on, I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, have faith that this connection will build. You know, sometimes we ourselves are, you know, in a fearful place, or in a place where we cannot believe that our connection will grow or the relationship will progress. I feel like this is Spirit kind of giving you 2 thumbs up and saying, you know, like, there is progress in this connection if you allow it to. Okay? So some of you, the person might just feel lucky, like when you're a lucky charm. Take it as you will. This is a general reading, so it might be like those 2 different messages might resonate, or one of them might. Then we have banishment. Okay, but banishment, this is banishment of everything negative, everything or the negative influences that, or ideas that you perceive are affecting this connection. Okay, so keeping yourself positive, keeping yourself, you know, focused on the goal, which is, you know, this is for those of you that are wanting or have this desire to manifest this connection to a greater level. So dealing with those, you know, thoughts and ideas and fears that might be a part of your psyche in this connection, and keeping them at bay by keeping your focus where it needs to be. That's what banishment means to me. You know, there are certain, this makes me feel like with the healing card, the turmeric, and now with banishment, I feel like you are in need of not only healing but also like keeping your thoughts and emotions and energies aligned. And this definitely tells me that this connection is not only like triggering for your person, but it's also, you know, somewhat triggering in you as well. Okay, let's draw another card. So being mindful of that, and keeping yourself on track. And oh, whoops, look at that. I do take jumper cards, but I don't take so many when they go flying off. I'm just like somewhat bad with shuffling. And if you have seen my previous videos, you probably know this about me. But yeah, I'm somewhat clumsy, especially with like a deck that is so large as this one. So yeah, as I was saying, that this is definitely like a triggering connection for you as well, so be mindful of your thoughts. And then we have Mandrake, impassive. Okay, so if I understand correctly, actually let me get the booklet on this card. I just want to refresh my memory of this impassive card. I will take a look and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did check the booklet for the Witch's Kitchen Oracle deck, which we are using, about the impassive Mandrake energy, and this is all about feeling disempowered in a sense. Okay, now it could be that this relationship and how it's progressing at the moment, whenever you're watching this video, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it is when it's applicable. It might be, you know, the kind of connection that has lost its charm somewhat because of the lack of progress. There is a desire in you as well to, you know, grow this connection into something more meaningful. And so with this card, it's like Spirit is showing that there's somewhat of like a, you know, stepping back, or, you know, feeling disempowered, and like at a loss almost, that you cannot do anything about this connection. But with the Mandrake herb, it is meant to be a catalyst, especially in the process of conscious creation. It is something that is supposed to like ignite that that passion again, that belief in yourself, that faith in yourself, that you can be a co-creator with the universe, that you can do something about the situation that there is. So for some of you, you might be feeling like at a loss as to how to progress and what to do, what are the next steps that you need to take. And Spirit is showing that if you are feeling stuck, then work on, whether you do it with that specific herb or not is a different story, but work on focusing on this belief in yourself that you have a lot of things under your control. It might not appear that way to you right now as you're watching this reading, but Spirit is saying that that's not true. That's simply not true. Okay? You have the power to take things to the next level and the direction in which you want it to head. Okay? So try to think about these aspects. There's one more deck that I want to incorporate today, and I have used that for all of the readings that I've filmed today, for pile 1, pile 2, as well as now you, because I'm feeling very connected to this particular deck, which is the Soulful Woman Oracle card. And it has, you know, a deeply like feminine vibe and energy to it, but of course, like, it's not like gender specific. Doesn't mean that it's only for women, but the messages, the cards, they're so beautiful, so empowering, and I'm just feeling like very, I don't know, drawn to this deck today. So I'm just gonna give in to my instincts, and you're gonna take some cards from the Soulful Woman Oracle deck and see what comes up. What else do you need to focus on? What can you do to manifest this connection? What do you need to focus on? Okay, let's see. The flow of partnership, the ebb and flow of relationship takes me where I need to be next on my path. So this is what tells me that this is a very kind of important connection when it comes to being relevant or important to you in your own spiritual path. We could be dealing with a twin flame or a soulmate type of connection, and this tells me that, you know, there's a lot of lessons that you too are learning in this connection through its ebb and flow, and the way things are turning out. So in this, Spirit is saying that, you know, allow it to happen. Don't shut yourself off from these things in you that it is bringing up. You know what I mean? Whether it is like pointing out to the things you need to heal, or what have you, be open to it. This is an important connection for you. Ageless beauty with grace, dignity, and strength, I grow into the unique texture of my feminine soul. This is all about, you know, beauty of the soul. This is not about physical beauty at all. This is about, you know, embracing your capacity, which Spirit is pointing out to embrace with dignity, with grace, with strength, the aspects of you that this connection is bringing forth. You know, it says, grow into the unique texture of my feminine soul. Feminine energy is all about creation. It's about healing. It's about nurturing. So this is a beautiful card that, you know, to me talks about your capacity to heal yourself, to nurture yourself, and to allow yourself to heal in this connection. So embrace that. If you're being shut off to it, and if you're just discounting this connection as, you know, oh, this is just, you know, this is just a physical connection, you know deep in your heart that it's not. You know that even though there's this like sexual connection that you have with this person, there's so much more to it. There's so much more that life is asking you to explore and be open to. Then self-belief, look at that. Self-belief is the magic key that opens up a better and more inspired future for me. This is believing in your power as a co-creator. Like I said, switching from, you know, sort of feeling disempowered to feeling empowered and understanding your own role. Because like I said, in a connection, there's two people. It's never like one-sided, right? It cannot be. It simply cannot be one-sided. So understanding your role, understanding how your energy affects the flow of the connection, affects the relationship, all that is really important in this connection. So let's take one more card. We have the power of support. I'm grateful for all the love and support I receive. It is the most precious of life's gifts. Maybe you're being asked to open up about your connection to your, you know, the support system that you have. For some of you, Spirit is saying like the guidance that you receive from your circle of like family or friends, what have you, that might play a really big role. I'm also kind of seeing the lotus on top of her head in this card, which to me is like a symbol of like enlightenment, and maybe there's guidance right there in your life that you're not accessing right now at this moment, and Spirit is saying to incorporate your support system into this connection as well, and your navigation through this connection. Okay, so I am going to leave your reading here. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed the reading. Not only enjoyed, but I hope that it gave you the insight that you needed, and it makes you feel empowered at the end of the day, and it gave you some actionable steps as to what you need to do, need to look at, and yeah, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for being here with me and watching this reading. Please give this video a like if you did like it, and subscribe to the channel. Stay for more future readings to come. Thank you so much again, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye.